We're back live. I'm letting it warm up. Want to thank everybody for hitting that play button. We got a lot to talk about today. It's gonna be a good one, and we got a lot of news today. So I want to jump right into it. First of all, please like, share, subscribe. It means a lot. It means that you care. All you have to do is just hit that like button and leave a comment down below on how you feel about the show. And we're gonna jump right into it. And I'm along with Roger, the big Yankees fan. Say hello, Roger.
Hello, good evening, DX Farmer. It's good to finally be back on. I had been making some calls in, and unfortunately, for the last show, we had a bit of a medical emergency with my family member, my mom. But she is doing much better, and she is getting professional medical help now and being taken care of quite well.
Yeah, man,
So,
that was a real big scare we had. I thank
yeah,
God that she's better now.
yes, she definitely still needs a great deal more attention. She's going to have an operation on her arm because she also tore her rotator cuff besides breaking her shoulder. And but she is receiving great care. She is in the hospital now and will probably go to a rehabilitation facility after that. But as far as the baseball is concerned, we have a number of different subjects here, so I'll go through them quickly here.
Okay,
Um,
let's hear it. Yeah, cause there's a
okay,
lot going on in baseball now.
yes, exactly. For to begin with, the Major League Baseball Players Association has turned down MLB's latest proposal for a universal DH and expanded postseason. The Major League Baseball Players Association was hesitant to discuss a trade of universal DH for an expanded postseason. Tensions are high as the current collective bargaining agreement is set to expire after 21. MLB offered extra money but that was in reality a promise to return to the 2019 levels of distribution. And the union is hesitant to want to agree to an expanded postseason, as the belief is that it dilutes the competition of the game. If more teams qualify, the cost of a marginal win becomes diminished, and the union believes this will lead to more difficulties when it comes to players signing contracts and being properly compensated. Currently, playoff money is not split between players and owners, and the TV money is what the owners get. And there is no word as to whether talks are ongoing or not. The two sides have less than a month, otherwise, the season could get delayed. So we have that to talk about. We also have the Mets are maybe offering Trevor Bauer a record contract, and also the sticky lawsuit that Cole was involved in, the defamation lawsuit by Bubba
Right.
Harkin has been dismissed, and also the Yankees made a fantastic trade, picking up James Tyon from the Pittsburgh Pirates for Miguel Jorge, pitcher, outfielder Rosny Contreras, infielder Michael Escada, and outfielder Kanan Smith. And of course, Ottavino has gone to the Red Sox. So we
Yeah.
have quite a number of different things for you to discuss. I figured I would just throw that out there for you.
Yeah, Ottavino was a big one though, right? I mean, that frees up $8 million that the Yankees could really use now.
Yes, exactly. Ottavino, they were calling it a trade, but it was really more or less a salary. They gave him away to the Red Sox to clear $8 million, and they also gave the Red Sox $8 million on top of that as well. And Ottavino made a depressing statement afterwards. He wasn't very happy about leaving the Yankees, and he said, "In future years, I will just be a trivia question." So he was a bit depressed about leaving
Wow.
the Yankees. But the
Wow.
Ottavino,
But wait, hold on a second. I understand Ottavino. He wasn't a great pitcher to begin with. You know how many pitchers guys he walked when he was pitching? It was horrible. That 2019 season, it was crazy. They blew him out that year. He was unreliable. I mean, it was good to see him go, but thank you.
He was averaging about 6 walks per 9 innings, and so the Yankees also gave the Red Sox $800,000 on top of that, so they can clear up salary, and they have last spoken. They have reunited with Brett Gardner and have spoken to him last week, and Jack Curry of the Yes Network believes that the Yankees will make arrangements to re-sign Gardner as well. And there is also a possibility that the Yankees may be trying to make a move for Chicago Cubs pitcher Kyle Hendricks, who is a super quality, very good pitcher. But they would have to go a bit over the first luxury tax in order to do that. So there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, yeah. And talks with Brett Gardner, right? Um, do you think we take him back, or do we? Well, first of all, we want Brett Gardner, right?
I like him, yes.
Right? We want Brett Gardner, right? I'm an advocate for Brett Gardner. He's a veteran. I believe he should have one more season. Hopefully, the fans get to see him play at the ending of the year, type of thing. Because I doubt there's gonna be fans in the beginning of the year. So, if Brett Gardner comes back, where do we put him?
Wow, that's the thing. I mean, they have the outfield. I think they've got, they have Aaron Hicks, they have Aaron Judge, they have Mike Tauchman, they have Clint Frazier. It's a matter of where they would have to find room for him somewhere. I don't know exactly how they would arrange a roster in order to do that.
Or maybe they sign him to maybe they sign him to a minor league contract.
Right.
You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
he'd probably be willing to come back for like a $2 or $3 million contract at this point. He knows he's not getting another $10 million, and he would be somewhat of a fourth outfielder. I think the Yankees will probably be using the outfield in the way of Aaron Hicks, Clint Frazier, and Aaron Judge in the outfield with Stanton at DH, and then you have Tauchman, and then you have Gardner.
All right. All right, can they do this? Let me just hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say I'm the Yankees, right? And let's say I don't know what I'm going to do with you. I don't have no place to put you on the team right now, right? And I don't really want to put you in the minor leagues. That'll be like a disrespect, right? To putting them down there, right? How about we don't do nothing, right? Until somebody gets hurt. When somebody gets hurt, we sign Brett Gardner back to a contract. He's back on the team.
Right.
Is that possible? I don't know.
Yes. Well, as of right now, the latest reporting, not a whole lot of details. Jack Curry of the Yes Network believes that Brett Gardner will be back. They last spoke to Gardner last week. They got in contact with Gardner's camp, and they have gotten him, and they are. He plans on playing in 21, and he strongly prefers the Yankees. And Jack Curry of the Yes Network does believe that they're going to be reunited.
I hope so, man, because it's gonna really help the team.
Right.
I think. I mean, right now it sounds like you have Giancarlo sound like he's gonna be DHing most of the time.
Right.
Right? And you're gonna have Judge out there in right field, Hicks in center, and who you gonna have playing left field? Clint Frazier, right?
Yeah, I think it's Clint Frazier's time.
But he's gonna have to really play that left field. That's that's not easy, man, to play left field.
Right. I know.
I think he's a better right fielder than left fielder.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I can imagine Clint Frazier taking over the starting job at this point at 24, 25 years old with a power bat, and his defense did improve in 2020, so he is improving. But I would imagine that that's probably how they will have it set up. But remember, the injuries, you can always count on an injury. So it's better to have more than have less because you could always count on injuries.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know how the Yankees train these players, but if it was me training these guys, I'll have Clint Frazier up here in Yankee Stadium right now taking fly balls out there in left field. You kidding
Right.
me? To see the sun, because you know how hard it is to catch a fly ball in Yankee Stadium. Here, wait, I got Michael Caputo on the line. Hold on a second.
Okay.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hello,
How you
Michael.
guys
How
doing?
are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. What's up?
Yeah, man. So we're talking about the left field position right now. What do you think about
Uh,
left field, man?
well, as far as Brett Gardner is, you know the way I feel about Brett Gardner. I think that the Yankees should basically just tell Gardner that we're moving on from you because they already have an outfield already. They got Judge, they got Hicks, and they got Frazier. Where are you going to put Brett Gardner? I mean, you could put him as like an fourth outfielder, but I mean,
Remember, you
I
have
mean,
Tachman too. Tachman is there.
oh, and you got Mike Tauchman. I mean, if I were the Yankees, I would just maybe sign him to a minor league deal and see how it plays out in spring training. And if he does good enough, then he makes the team. But I'm not signing this guy to first of all, he would only get if they sign him back to a 1 year deal, it'll only be like $1 million or something. I mean, he's not. That's
Yeah.
not what I'm doing with my $10 million. What I'm doing with my $10 million, the fact that we traded Ottavino is I'm going out there and getting another relief pitcher because you only got 3 relievers now. You got Chapman, Britton, and Chad Green. They lost Ottavino and Tommy Kahnle, so you have to get at least one more reliever. I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, that looks like the only.
That's a
the
good
last
question.
thing.
That's a good question. What, Roger? What do you think about the bullpen?
Well, at this point, the bullpen, I guess they could use another reliever. But as far as I just wanted to address Michael and say that according to Jack Curry of the Yes Network, they have been in contact with Gardner's camp. And Jack Curry does feel that they will have a reunion with Gardner, and it will most likely be in the $3 million range. And remember, with the outfield, you can always count on injuries, so it's better to have more rather than less. And the bullpen looks pretty solid as of right now, and they do have some
Yeah, it
strong
does. But
arms.
remember when they had 6, 7 good relievers? They had Chapman, they had Britton, they had Avino, they had Betances, they had Robinson, they had Andrew Miller. They don't have that elite bullpen anymore. But then again, when they had all those guys, they didn't win a World Series anyways. But I'm just saying, we do need another relief pitcher. I think we could add like a Trevor Rosenthal or Alex Colon or what's the other guy's name? Shane Green. Or possibly maybe Roberto Ozuna, one of those guys. I think they just need to add one more reliever because I'm not a big believer either in this super pen. I just think we should add one more because we're a little short now, and we had 7, 8 good relievers. Now we only have 3. So I mean, all of a sudden now you're a little short in the bullpen, and that was supposed to be the strength for the Yankees, and now it doesn't look like it's really the strength anymore. And so I think we should add another reliever. I don't think trading Ottavino. I think trading Ottavino would be to get another reliever. I don't think the answer is to get Brett Gardner and spend that $10 million on him because that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I hope this is not the reason why they trade Ottavino. I hope they get another reliever, and I do want another starting pitcher, but I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, Luis Castillo trade was shot down because they wanted Gleyber Torres, so I think that trade is dead as of now, and the Reds are going to hang on to Castillo, but. Yeah, I heard some talk about Kyle Hendricks, but don't the Yankees have to give up
I was about to say that. Yes, there is a little bit of talk about Kyle Hendricks of the Chicago Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was gonna say is, on the bullpen side, how about with the $10 million, we go out and get a starting pitcher, a good one, right, and then we move all the excess to the bullpen that we have now.
Well, that's what I was
Davey
just saying.
Garcia.
Get a starter and get a reliever. But what starting pitcher are they going to get? They're not getting Trevor Bauer. They're not going to make a trade for Luis Castillo. So who are they going to acquire? I mean, if you get another pitcher, you got to get a top of the line starter. I don't want another number 4 starter. And they just traded for that guy on the Pirates, Jamison Tyler or something.
Tyon, yeah.
I mean, I hope that guy works out for the Yankees. I mean, they have more depth in their rotation now, which is good. And they haven't had depth like this in a long time. I was telling Frank that, they haven't had depth like this, the Yankees, in a very long time. I mean, you got a lot of, options now in your rotation. And also you could take Schmidt and Garcia and move them into the bullpen now because you have Cole, Kluber. You're relying on 3 guys coming off of injuries now. Severino's coming off a Tommy John. This kid is coming off of an injury, right? Tommy John. He had 2 Tommy Johns.
Yes, he's finishing up his second Tommy John. And he has changed the way he is throwing now. He has changed the way he is throwing now. He used to whip his arm, and that created a lot of pressure on his elbow. But he's throwing more like Roger Clemens did now, throwing from the body and putting his body behind it. So he has changed his windup because he was putting way too much pressure on his shoulder and his arm.
I got Henry on the check-in, and Henry said Tanaka's on his way back to Japan. He's not coming to the Yankees.
Yeah, he is. It's true. It's confirmed. He's going back to Japan. That's it. I figured that, man. I told you. I told you he wasn't coming back.
Wow. So Tanaka time is out, huh?
That's it.
Yes.
You figured it was going to happen since they signed Jameson.
Likely now.
Wow, they didn't even give him a nice send-off or nothing, man. That's how they do their players. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't good. He wasn't even good last year. I mean, you said it yourself that he wasn't the same pitcher anymore.
Nah, he wasn't. He wasn't worth that $12 million or whatever he was asking for.
Yeah.
You know, he was worth maybe $4 or $5 million. You know.
Yeah.
I give him the benefit of that. You know, but
if he was going to pitch like that again in the playoffs, and he stunk in the playoffs last year, there was no sense of bringing him back on a one-year deal. But I mean, I guess it's whatever, man. Just time to move on. And James Paxton ain't coming back either.
Yeah,
I don't think. I think he's gone
thank the good
too.
Lord. They both can't make it past the 3rd or 4th inning.
No.
You know, Paxton. I used to joke with Roger. I used to call him Mo Money because if he was betting in
J Happ was the one that you.
Both of them. That's Mo Money. If you was betting in Las Vegas, bet on any one of them to give up a home run in the 1st inning. They good for it. They good for it.
Well, this whole rotation all gives up home runs. That's the problem. And even surprisingly, Garrett Cole gave up too many home runs last year. But this whole rotation is like batting practice. Tanaka, Severino, Paxton, J Happ. It's like you can't have a pitcher that just can keep the ball in the ballpark. But Garrett Cole's, he's awesome. He just had one of those years where he gave up a little too many home runs last year, more than usual. But I'm so happy we have him. Obviously we got DJ back for 6 years. We have Kluber. We have this kid from the Pirates. I hope he works out. But the Yankees shouldn't be finished yet. I wouldn't call it an off season. They should still sign one more reliever and a starter. That's what I would do. I mean, if I were them, I wouldn't call it an off season because Yankees could still try to make one of those power moves here, and they could be a World Series caliber team. So
that's true. They still have a chance. They really still have a chance to really make that one big,
splash.
like how Mookie Betts was to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
We need some player like that right now. That'll be like that.
It'll be Kyle Hendricks because the Luis Castillo deal is dead. Unless that starts heating up again, and I don't know, maybe the Reds call the Yankees and tell them, hey, you want a second chance at this? We won't. You don't have to give us Gleyber Torres. We just want Andujar and Frazier and what's the other guy, Florial, and maybe that could happen, but I doubt it. If the Yankees try to trade for him again, it's not going to be probably till the trading deadline. But the Kyle Hendricks thing. It's the same scenario. I mean, the Yankees have to give up probably all their top prospects for this guy because he's a number 1 pitcher. So
yeah,
I mean that's their only chance. But if they don't get him, I mean, what's the sense of going out there and investing in another starter that's like a scrub pitcher? They should just wait for the trading deadline. But Yankees don't make any moves at the trading deadlines anymore. They don't do those big acquisitions. Like they haven't done it in the last 2 seasons. If you remember the last 2 trading deadlines, the Yankees have got shut out.
They haven't done that in the past 5 seasons.
I'm talking about the trading deadline. Like they haven't.
Yeah, they haven't. They didn't get on. They didn't do no. Actually, they didn't do nothing since Jeter was still here. How long has Jeter been gone already?
Well, Jeter left in 2014.
So they haven't done nothing since Jeter. Since Jeter, they haven't done nothing in the trade deadline.
No, they made moves. They got Zach Britton. They got what do you call it? They got McCutcheon. I'm talking about the last 2 years at the trading
but
deadline.
those are little guys. They didn't make no big, they didn't get no superstar.
Well, I mean? But those were pretty big acquisitions at the time. They also got Todd Frazier and Robinson but I'm saying they haven't done nothing. Period. Like they don't make any moves now. They just go quiet in the night. But maybe this year they could get Luis Castillo. I mean, I don't know. I just hope they do something, but I'm not getting my hopes up with them. I mean, if this is all the Yankees do, this is not a World Series team. I mean, in this
And
case,
Michael, I can tell you a little bit about James Tyon. I'll tell you a little bit about him. He has had 2 Tommy John surgeries. He is a testicular cancer survivor as well.
Yeah, that's great that he beat cancer. I'm glad.
And he has had the 2 Tommy John surgeries. He has been a top quality pitcher, and he used to throw with a swinging motion with his arm and put a lot of pressure on his elbow. And now he's going to be throwing with his body more and going to be operating that way. And he is another one of the pitchers that averages over 95, 96 miles per hour with the fastball.
Yeah, he does. I saw him throwing. I was watching highlight videos on YouTube, and I saw the kid. He throws like 95, 96, 97. So he definitely pumps it up. I mean, he gets it up. You know, he throws fire. Problem is,
the Yankees
I hope he stays healthy, but he definitely has good. I mean, the kid's talented. He also was drafted a number 1 pick, number 2 or number 1 pick in the MLB draft. So he's definitely he's a talented. He was drafted right alongside Harper and Machado. So this kid has a lot of talent. He's going to be a really good pitcher. I hope he stays healthy though. And Garrett Cole has said nothing but great things about him. He was teammates with him, and he said this kid is a tough kid. He said he's awesome. So I'm going to go by what Garrett Cole says, I guess.
Yeah, I hope he is, man. I really hope he is. So we got a nice little starting rotation going there.
By the way, JT Realmuto signed back with the Philadelphia Phillies to a 5-year deal.
Man.
Did you know that?
Yes, I did. We did hear about that. Yes.
Yeah, it looks like he's back. Even though the Phillies are going to go nowhere, but he's back with the Phillies. And it looks like Trevor Bauer's the only free agent left now. Where do you think he's going to go? It says the Mets made him an offer, so...
Yes, the Mets supposedly made him a record-breaking offer at this point in time. Not as many years ago, but money-wise, very high salary. But he does not want to have this long year.
I'd rather him go to the Mets because at least we don't have to... It's going to be the Mets, the Dodgers, or the Giants, or the Angels. Those are the 4 teams I think he goes to. But I think I'd rather see him go to the Mets and the Dodgers because then if the Dodgers get Bauer, then it's over.
That's going to be nice. I mean, you know how much... I mean, you know how much the fan base of the Mets is going to go up now because of Trevor Bauer?
They're going to rub it in our face now. We're not going to hear the end.
Forget about it. He's going to be like God over there now.
They're going to show off. They're going to say, that's it, World Series.
Well, I hope
they still need a closer, though, the Mets. They have no closer. They don't have a center fielder. They still need to upgrade those positions. They missed out on Springer, and they didn't get Brad Hand. He went to the Nationals. So they don't have a closer, the Mets, and they don't have a center fielder. So I don't know what they're going to do with those 2 things, but...
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe they're going to have to ride or die with the one that they got now or something, you know?
Well,
I don't know.
They have that kid, Brendan Nimmo, I think is their center fielder, and their closer right now currently, I think is, I don't know, no, it's not Diaz, it's the other guy. Was it Betances or somebody? But they don't have like a formidable closer, so.
Yeah, they got Betances. Betances is horrible.
Yeah.
You know, he's can't.
Horrible.
Yeah, he can't pitch against 3 batters in a row.
He can't. He's horrible.
He can't hold batters on base. He can't hold runners on base.
Exactly.
They steal on
He
him
also
all the
has
time.
no command. He walks the ballpark and he hits everybody. He's got no command of Betances. He never did, even when he was at the Yankees.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, he's gonna be throwing beach balls, man.
So what do you think about this? We got the Hall of Fame tonight. It's about a couple. What is it, like a half hour or 40 minutes away?
I don't know, man. Hopefully.
Rest in peace to Hank Aaron.
Yeah, rest in peace to Hank Aaron, man. Roger, who you think's getting into the Hall of Fame, man?
Oh boy, it's going to be hard to say. I'll let you guys make the predictions on that.
A lot of steroid guys on the ballot. Barry Bonds is on there. Roger Clemens, Gary Sheffield is on there. Kurt Schilling. I think Kurt Schilling's going to get in. I don't know about the rest of those guys.
Let me see if I can pull it up. See if I can pull it up on Twitter here. I'm going for. I think I saw Gary Sheffield.
Yeah, he's on there.
And I
also
saw
Todd Helton. Todd Helton's on there. Todd Helton's a Hall of Fame. I think he should get in. Todd Helton has been a Colorado Rocky for his whole entire career. I think he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
All right, let me tell you the ballot. The ballot is Bobby Abreu, Bobby Bonds, Mark Bureau. I don't know how the hell to say his name. Anyway, AJ Burnett, Roger Clemens, Mike Kubler, Dan Herron, LaTroy Hawkins, which I got his autograph too, LaTroy Hawkins.
Oh, wow,
Todd Helton, Tim Hudson, Troy Hunter. Troy Hunter, that's a good candidate. Andrew
Troy
Jones.
Hunter.
Andrew Jones, that's a good candidate. Jeff Kent,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Andy Pettit, tainted. Ramirez, Manny Ramirez, Kurt Schilling. Yeah, he's tainted too. Kurt Schilling, Gary Sheffield, Sammy Sosa, Nick Swisher, Shane Victorino. That's a good one. Omar Vizquel, he's got to get in. Omar Vizquel has got to get in.
I don't know with the domestic abuse thing. I don't know now.
Oh, so he might be out.
Yeah,
Billy Wagner.
Wife, so I don't know if they're gonna let him get in because of that. But
and Barry Zito. So those are the guys. And I don't know, man. I like man, there's a few guys that.
Well, how many guys are they gonna let in altogether? I think they allow only 3 or 4.
Well, it depends. It depends on you have to get 75% of the votes.
Well, Barry Bonds has about 75% of the vote, so he might actually get in. But if he gets in the Hall of Fame, then you have to let A-Rod in then. Because if you're letting a steroid guy get in the Hall of Fame, then A-Rod's got to be a Hall of Famer one day. Because he took steroids, Barry Bonds too, so it's not fair.
That could be considered an entire era. Maybe they can have a Hall of Fame era. They can have a Hall of Fame category that they will just call the steroid era. And the players of the steroid era did this during the steroid era. And this was an era of baseball in the 1990s into the early 2000s. And they will just have them in that category with the asterisk as being in the steroid era.
I guess they're going to do it because if they let Bonds in and he's the only guy that's going to get in there with a steroid user, then they got to let all the rest of them in because it's not fair to everybody else. But remember, there's guys that went in the Hall of Fame that could have been on steroids that we don't know about, or you never know. I mean, a lot of guys got in and you don't know if they did it or not, and it was behind closed doors. But I mean, you're right about that, Roger. There should be some sort of like a class for Hall of Famers for steroid guys maybe now, because if Barry Bonds is going to get in the Hall of Fame, it's only right for A-Rod to go in there. It's only right for Gary Sheffield to go in there, Manny Ramirez, Clemens.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I guess
you're right.
Guys should get in there.
No, it's true, but you got to do it. We want to do. Well, they want to do it. We want to do it the righteous way. And good standards. So I guess the guys that didn't get busted for steroids are gonna get in. You know what I mean? So you got guys like Jeff Kent.
How we had the dead ball era, for example, the dead ball era of the early 20th century. They had the dead ball era. They had the 1950s era. They would just have to consider the steroid era.
Yeah. You know the Hall of Fame ceremony that was supposed to happen for Derek Jeter, Larry Walker, Mike Messina? Did that get canceled because of COVID? Because they were supposed to have like a ceremony for them, and it never happened. Is it due to COVID-19?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything about it actually.
Because remember they announced them last year, the Hall of Fame nominees, and they never had like an outdoor ceremony like they always do this year because of what happened. So I'm thinking that it's not going to happen anymore. And if they have this announcement for these guys, there probably won't be anything this summer either. Well,
I heard that they were going to do it this year.
Yeah, but you already have these Hall of Famers this year, and then next year there's going to be too many. I don't know if they're going to do last year's class and this year's class.
Allegedly, they saying that nobody might get in this year into the Hall of Fame anyway.
Yeah, well.
So if nobody gets into the Hall, you got that ceremony anyway.
True.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like
confusing. It kind of is like a logjam because everything got held back and it's not the same anymore. So, did you watch the Hank Aaron thing? I was watching it on MLB Network.
Yeah, Hank Aaron, man, he was a hell of a baseball player, man. If you look at his career, he had
his whole career, and they were basically giving their their condolences to him, and everybody was saying how he was a great guy. What's his name was talking, Chipper Jones. Because I think most of his career he played on the Atlanta Braves, right? Well, he started off it was the Milwaukee Braves.
Milwaukee Braves, yeah. Milwaukee
Yeah.
Braves, and then to Atlanta.
Yeah, he was on Atlanta the whole time, man. He beat
Yeah, he was a hell of a baseball player. The guy was a Hall of Famer. He was a hell of a, but he did everything. That guy, he was a complete player. He was, rest in peace, man. Everybody loved Hank Aaron. He was a great guy.
Yeah, man. He beat Babe Ruth's home run record, and then he got
755, right?
Yeah, 755 home run. That's a lot of help, man.
That's a lot, man. I don't know how he hit that many.
Yeah, imagine if Hank Aaron played today, right? Imagine if he played today with the type of baseball bats they use today, because back in that era they used ash composite bats, made of ash. Now they're using what was it called, mahogany and all kind of crap. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So forget it, man. They got maple. That's the most popular one.
I was gonna say too that the Garrett Cole thing, the scandal with the pine tar thing, it got thrown under the rug. So that's out now. They dismissed it. So thank God we don't have to deal with that stuff because
what they dismissed, Michael, was the defamation lawsuit that Bubba Harkins filed back against Major League Baseball when he was fired. He filed a defamation lawsuit against MLB, and that's what got thrown out. Bubba Harkins lawsuit.
Oh, so the investigation means it's still on then. The investigation is still on then.
Probably, yes. They threw out Bubba Harkins' defamation lawsuit against MLB.
Right, his rebuttal was turned down. So the Major League Baseball still has their up somewhere. So who knows what happens with that.
I think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I still don't see how they. I still don't see how they use it though. I still don't see.
It's stupid. It's minor. Nothing's gonna happen out of that. It said it was thrown in. I just read the whole entire the whole link. There's no. I didn't read anything reporting that that's still on investigation. They said it was dismissed. I don't know.
MLB baseball, they go with the feds. When the MLB baseball does an investigation, it's the federal government that does it. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I'm not worried about that. I just worry about the game and the Yankees.
Congress has got so much going on right now between the stimulus bill and COVID-19. They have no time for dealing with Major League Baseball right now. They have the COVID, they have the stimulus, they have all kinds of things going on right now. The Senate.
Yeah, they also have to settle the new CBA next year too, because that's supposed to come in 2022. So hope that gets settled. That's another problem they have to do.
Yes, that's what I wanted to give you a little information on, Michael. If you just give me 2 minutes here. What is happening is the Major League Baseball Players Association has turned down Major League Baseball's latest proposal for the universal DH and expanded postseason. Major League Baseball Players Association was hesitant to discuss a trade of universal DH for an expanded postseason. Tensions are high as the current collective bargaining agreement is set to expire after 21. MLB offered extra money, but in that was in reality just a promise to return to the 2019 levels of distribution. The union is hesitant to once again to agree to an expanded postseason, as the belief is that it dilutes the competition of the game. If more teams qualify, the cost of a marginal win becomes diminished, and the union believes this will lead to more difficulties when it comes to players finding contracts and being properly compensated as free agents. Currently, playoff money is not split between players and owners. The owners get all the TV money. At this point, there is no word as to whether talks are ongoing or not. The two sides have less than a month until spring training begins. Otherwise, the season could get delayed and tensions are high.
Wow, no surprise there. I mean, I'm not shocked. So there's not going to be universal DH and it's not going to be expanded playoffs. I mean, they already were saying that, I think a couple of weeks ago. So I don't like that they took the universal DH away. I wanted to keep that. I don't like the DH. I want the DH in the American League. I don't like that they took it away, but because I don't believe in the pitches hitting and they could get injury and It's really stupid. I don't care if the expanded playoffs. They could basically. I could give two craps about the expanded playoffs. I'm glad they took that away because it makes it harder to win the World Series, and they had 16 teams. So I'm glad that's gone. That was. I think that was a stupid rule, anyways.
Yeah, because basically anybody can make it to the playoffs.
Yep, all teams
We
get
don't
it.
even really know if it is gone or not. You know, they don't know if the talks are going to be ongoing or what type of arrangements, but they have to come to arrangements, you know, before spring training. Otherwise, things could be delayed due to the contract.
Yeah, I wonder if we're still going to get, a full season, or we're going to get a short season again. I mean, I hope we get a.
Everything is so up in the air. There's no way of telling what's going to happen tomorrow.
I think spring training should start in I think pitchers and catchers should show up in March at least, or April.
I heard that it's going to start on time, but they don't know if it's going to be a full season. Aaron Judge seems to think that he said it's going to be a full season. He thinks that it's going to start on time.
Nah, I mean, there's no way it's going to start on time because the general public hasn't even been vaccinated. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so there's a whole lot of going on.
You could see like possibly 120 game season, maybe like possibly maybe 80 game season. I mean, hopefully it's not going to be like 60 games again. I hope not, but maybe hopefully it's going to be longer than last year because that was a joke.
Nah, maybe the season start in May. Maybe the season could start in May.
I won't be surprised. I mean? Late May, maybe June.
Yeah, hopefully by May or June. Yeah, at least.
I mean, if they don't come up with a cure for this and it's going to keep lingering like this, then we have to wait. Then what are we supposed to do? But it gives the players more time to get healthy, and we don't have any injuries. And I don't think there should be a spring training. There's no sense of doing that because they're not going to start on time.
Yeah,
they shouldn't even do it.
Yeah, allegedly, the training facilities are closed. They're not allowed to go there.
Yeah, I heard that.
So
what's happening in Maricopa County, Arizona, is that the authorities of Maricopa want the Cactus League to be delayed, but apparently the call is Rob Manfred's, and he's disregarding Maricopa County authorities, and he's saying no, we're starting on time.
Oh, that's what he says, but Rob Manfred also is you can't trust what that guy says because he's completely delusional. I don't like Rob Manfred. He's horrible for baseball.
Rob Manfred is the guy that led the investigation on the steroids case. Rob Manfred.
Horrible. I think he's a horrible commissioner. I think Buck Seeley was better, even though he wasn't all that great either. But I think he's better than Rob Manfred. This guy's a joke.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's kind of. I don't know what's his problem.
And he didn't do anything with the Houston Astros with the scandal with the sign stealing. He didn't even do nothing to them. He just took away draft picks, fired the GM, and fired the manager. That's it. They didn't get suspended or lose the championship title. They should have got stripped.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I first started following baseball, Boone Kuhn was the commissioner. That's how far back I go, to the 70s. You know, my first game, I figured out the date of that Mickey Mantle Day. That was June 8th, 1969. I was 5 years old going into kindergarten. That was my first Major League Baseball game at Yankee Stadium. My grandfather brought me to Mickey Mantle Day. It was actually a doubleheader. And I was getting very tired as a 5-year-old by the start of the second game. So I saw the ceremonies and my grandfather brought me home.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
I mean, it's it's memories. Like, you reminisce, going back to the old days. I remember all those great times too.
Yeah.
Baseball memories. But you get back to the Yankees, they have to definitely sign another relief pitcher. And I don't think they're going to get a starter. I mean, I think the starting pitching thing is like they added 2 starters, so I mean, I wanted them to add 3, but they did add 2. It's just they're question marks right now.
Yeah, that's true, man. So, Roger, what else we got?
I think we just about covered everything. We covered that Trevor Bauer may have been offered a record-setting money contract. We have discussed the Major League Baseball Players Association. We have discussed the lawsuit. We have discussed that Jameson Taillon is coming to the Yankees and what they could do.
We discussed the Hall of Fame and Hank Hank Aaron.
And I think we've just about covered everything I had, and we've done a pretty good long show. I'm going to have to call my mom over at the hospital soon to check in on her.
Yeah, definitely. We could definitely end the show here, man. It's been a great show. It was good. We said
Yeah,
everything we did, and yeah, man. Hopefully, let's see what happens on the next move of the Yankees now.
I think they're going to do like probably a relief pitcher. Yeah, relief is my guess. As far as the Brett Gardner thing goes, I know you guys are Brett Gardner fans, but I just think the Yankees have to I think they have to move on because he's 38 years old. I mean, like I just think it's time to move on. We have Clint Frazier. I mean, what is Brett Gardner going to do if he comes back anyway? He's not going to give the Yankees a World Series title. I mean, he's not. He's not putting you over the top.
Yeah, it's sad to say, but it's true though, man.
I mean, he's like getting old. I know he wants to play in front of his family because I did hear something that he said he wants to retire, in front of the fans. Like he wants to play in front of his family and his fans. But I mean, I just think if you're taking that $10 million and you trade out of Vino, you should go out and get a relief pitcher. I mean, that's what you would do. I don't even know. Do they have enough to get a reliever and a starter, or just a reliever?
Well, they may have to go over the luxury tax a little bit if they're going to do a few more things like they're planning on doing. They're going to have to go over that first level.
Oh, yeah. Well, but where did you hear that they're talking about trading for Kyle Hendricks? I haven't heard any rumors.
I was reading some different sources. One of the really good sources to go to on the internet is Yankees News Now 24/7. You go on to one of your carriers, Chrome, and you go on and you search Yankees News Now 24/7, and they have multiple different stories and sources of all different types of information and rumors.
What's it called? Yankees 24/7.
Yankees News Now 24/7.
Okay, so Roger, where do you think the Yankees, in terms of favorites to win the, obviously the division and the World Series, where are they ranked? Do you think the Yankees have a great chance this year to finally win the World Series?
Well, I don't make predictions. I believe they'll be a strong team, and the other teams in the American League East have become weaker, actually.
Oh, yeah. The American
League
is very weak.
So they have a strong team at taking the division again.
I think we're the best team in the American League, right? I mean, that's a safe bet. I mean, the Rays got weak. The Rays, the Red Sox are not good. The Orioles are horrible. The Blue Jays are good. They got George Springer, but they have no pitching. The Indians lost Lindor. They aren't good, but they have the pitching. The Astros are bad. The Angels are bad. Who's really it's just the White Sox and the Blue Jays. I mean, that's really
right? Yeah, and Tampa Bay. That's it. The three.
The Yankees, White Sox, Blue Jays, and the National League has better teams. They have Dodgers, the Padres, the Braves, the Nationals.
Yeah, hopefully the Mets, man, they
definitely have a lot to the show, Michael. I'm glad that you came on with us. You've got a great personality, and you certainly know your Yankees.
I love doing the show, you guys. I mean, it's fun to talk about the Yankees and baseball in general. And I mean, we definitely covered a lot, and I just hope the Yankees win the World Series finally, and they end their 11-year drought, and we get another reliever, and that's it. Hopefully, this will be finally the drought finally comes to an end.
Wow, yeah, man, definitely. Well, anyway, let's end it here. And I want to thank everybody for watching, and hopefully everybody can like, share, subscribe, and we'll see everybody on the next one. So, so long, everybody. See ya. Gotta stop it on the other side. Hold on a second.